Hello everyone, welcome to Dark Fae Tarot. You are joining me on the end of another winter evening in Brussels. Welcome to new subscribers, welcome back to those who already know me. So yeah, the days are definitely getting longer and I'm very happy with that. This evening you're joining me for a look at Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. I have all editions and I thought I would go through them all. This is a video to be able to see them side by side, but also get a feel if you want to purchase any of these editions, which of these three you'd want to pick, or maybe you want all of them. But I just thought it'd be interesting to see it from the point of view of the artist, Chase Verhoys, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, who has created this deck, and also from the perspective of how we might see it, because this is a very interesting deck in terms of art, I think anyway. So that's the approach that I'm taking for this video, and thank you for joining me. So let's begin here. This is Tarot of the Holy Spectrum, the standard edition or the original that was created. The copy that I have, let's get it open. The copy that I have is second edition, third printing, circa 2023, and Chase Voorhees. Sorry, I mispronounced that. So this is the one that comes in this box without a guidebook. Although I do believe that the artist does have their own vlog, podcast, where they discuss the creation of this deck. So that's very interesting to look at if you're interested. And these are the cards. So after this, Chase Voorhees also has produced Tarot of the Holy Spectrum Infinity Edition. So that's this deck here. This is silver. And I actually originally bought Tarot of the Holy Spectrum, the original, because I wanted the Infinity. And I thought if I'm getting the Infinity, I want then the original as well. So this is the Infinity Edition, which is, and it comes with a little bit of cloth to write with, which is 2022 first edition, first printing is what I have here. So this deck, interestingly, comes with silver backs. That's what we're going to see here, silver backs. And then it gets even more interesting. So you can already start to see now there's a bit of a contrast there. I have here Tarot of the Holy Spectrum Color Me Edition. This was produced last year, I believe. I think it's 2023. Let's check. 2022, sorry. Chase Voorhees. Okay, and the one I have is, this one's hard to read. Hold on a second. First edition, first printing. I think that's what I have. That one's difficult for me to read. I'm going to put this to the side, and the backs of these are white. So there you go. So basically, this is the standard edition, the original that was created. I'm going to call it the standard or the original. I understand many years ago when I first saw this deck that I think in the very first print run or something like that, it had like a film over it. There was something about the color that was very different. And then they did more editions and iterations, and it slightly changed, I think, but I might be wrong. This is the Infinity version. This is not to get confused. This has a different color palette from what I know and see. And this is the black and white edition. And this is basically a Color Me edition, which has been created for those of us who want to actually play with the cards and create our own version of Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. So I have all three. As you can tell already, I like this deck. That's why I have all three. And we're going to go through each card one by one. And again, it's just to get an idea of the artist's approach and also my own kind of like thinking behind this as well. And I thought I'd share it with you all. And did I show you the sides? The silver one has a gilding, the silver gilding. The original has this black matte gilding, the standard edition. And the Color Me edition has a white outside. There's no gilding or anything basically. In terms of cardstock, this is for me very papery. I just want to say it straight off. I think it's been made so that it can absorb mediums. This has got this lamination. It's silky. It's not a rose petal finish or anything like that. It's silky matte. And this is also silky matte. And this is a bit more glossy. So that's also a difference between the cardstock of all three of these. And I don't know what the GSM of the cardstock is, but I just want to say off the bat, it's very, very sturdy. It's not cheap or anything like that. it's strong material, it's good quality material. Okay, so let's go through these side by side. So here is the Fool. Straight off, what the big difference I see here is that this is of course a lot more colored, a lot more illuminated, a lot brighter. This one I see the cosmos less, the glow of the cosmos. Here I see more glow, and here we don't have any of that. Here it's very simple. It's up to us what we want to do with it. Beautiful. Okay, so here comes the Magician. Oops, that's the wrong way around. Hold on. Maybe all of these are. Yeah, they are. Hold on a second. One moment. Here is the Magician. Okay, so we have here very plain here. We can do a lot with this ourselves. Here you've got this soft glow, a very clean line here. And here we have a coloring of the actual tools and the infinity symbol, and this chain-like draping going over her. Beautiful Magician card, stunning. Here we see a lot of glow, and that already tells me how much the artist likes to play with color in terms of its vibrancy. That's what I feel like. Light is a big part of this deck, which you might think, yes, it's called Tarot of the Holy Spectrum, but you'll see it again and again. So here we hardly see the High Priestess except for that pomegranate. It's such a strong message to the reader of how much she's actually going into the veil. It's almost she's disappearing into this ether. And here the High Priestess is in full glow. We get this like negative, you know, it's like a negative of a photograph feeling, but instead we're playing with reds here. Again, this orangey red hue. And here she's very, very white, stark. It's up to us, again, what we want to do with the coloring. Okay. And also, by the way, the moon is so distinct in these two. Here we hardly see the moon. Okay, here comes the Emperor, sorry. And one thing that really popped out at me is that this Empress, this pink fuzz, absolutely gorgeous pink fuzz of the flowers here. But here it's red, and I feel like there's a blood-like feeling to it. It's almost like she's in a soup of bloody flowers or something like this. It's just very, very rich in this blood-like tone. And here it's black and white. And again, we get a lot to do here ourselves. We can actually make them multicolored. We can choose our own hue. There's a lot to play with. The one thing you're going to see is that shading also plays a big role in how the artist wants to play with the depictions, the images. So here, the Emperor, first of all, is interesting. The Emperor is, for me, a she here, which is wonderful. Absolutely love here the shading again. Here, the clouds really stand out in terms of their grayscaling. Here, they've used watercolor instead to highlight and punctuate the clouds. So in the black and white version, in the Color Me edition, there's a lot of choice of what we want to do. Here, the little Aries, the ram, has been colored. Here, of course, not. So again, we get choices. And I love, again, here, if you can see, we've got purple, and then we've got this dissemination into reds, oranges, yellows, and almost here we've got this pale pinkish tone. Sorry, I'm pausing because I've just realized my cat is snoring. So if you hear anything, that's the cat snoring. Okay, so this is the Hierophant. And again, we've got this this time it's a very, very dark feeling. And here I see again the two faces whispering in the Hierophants here. So we have a very different message of who the Hierophant is. Here, it's very, very, again, she's almost blended into the background. And here she's really popping out. Very, very interesting. And of course, neon lighting. Do you have any of these decks? If you do, which one do you prefer? Just look at the soft glow here. So here we have very distinct lines, and here she's just a haze. It's so interesting, right, what the artist is doing. Here we have block, but there is, if you look here close enough, you can actually see the fine detail of her clothing. Well, in this one, it's all disappeared. And here we have nothing. It's just a silhouette of the person on the left. So we really get a choice of how we want to depict the reflection. Or if she's the original and this is a reflection, we get to choose. Here, a lot of vector lines as well. Okay, here comes the Chariot. Interesting, right? Here, the Cosmos. I really, really love this card. Just the fact that there's no wheels. It feels like it's not going anywhere. And here is this very neon, cosmic, dystopian feeling I have a little bit here. Something out of like Blade Runner or something like that. And here, of course, is black and white, and we get a lot of choice again. And in this one, the person there really pops out. Okay, so here comes our Strength card. We have Strength at 8. And very, very interesting again in this dark, deep purples. Here, the purple really pops out, I think, in a different shading with this pink in the background. And here, I distinctly see her looking at us. In this, she's blended in quite a bit. And here, we get a choice, actually. The eyes, it's not so clear if she's looking at us or she's looking at the bear. I think that's how I'm interpreting it. Very interesting art here. Here comes our Hermit. Now, in this one, what I find quite interesting is that the lines of the light are very clear in this orb. Here, it's a haze, and it's got this greenish tint. And I'm going to talk about the greenish tint a bit later because it's reminding me of something. But I just find it interesting. And of course, in the black and white, we again have a lot of choice of what we want to do with the Hermit. Because we also have the back of the Hermit, it's really drawing me close to 5 of Cups energy a little bit as well, actually. Okay, and here, of course, the Moon, there's a soft glow. Okay, here's our Wheel of Fortune. I love this. She's very, very relaxed, and it looks like she has her hand on her stomach, very relaxed posed. She's obviously in her element. And I think that's a mountainous region below. I think that's mountainous. It's not waves. Or is it waves? I can't tell. And here we don't have that. Here we have it in spiral form. Just excuse me. I'm just going to take a sip of my tea. Okay. So here we have the Justice card. Very, very striking. Clean lines here. Here, not so much. Here we have shading at the bottom of the Justice, and it's really going through from that very dark, deep blue into a lighter and then towards purple almost. And here, of course, you get a choice with the Color Me edition, what you want to do. Okay, here's the tethered one. What I find interesting with the tethered one here is here almost her hair is glowing. That's what I feel like. She's glowing, but her hair is iridescent. Here, not so much in the standard edition, and of course in the tethered one, we get a choice what we want to do here. This one's going to be much tougher to fill in though because we have a dark background, but interesting, right? What we see here. Okay, so now comes Death. Again, this iridescent blue. You almost feel as if the skeleton itself, it's being lit by these fluorescent flowers. Here we don't have that feeling. Here it's very, very deep. I feel as if like somebody switched off the light. And of course, in the Black and Color Me edition, we get choices again. Very, very interesting Death card. I need to sit with that one a lot more. Okay. Right, so we now have Temperance finally. Okay, so when we get to Temperance, we're seeing this one has a striking hand again. This, it's more human-like actually, less of this glow. The Devil. Now this is going to be interesting because this Devil, of course, covered in all of these things. I'm guessing things that we might think and have in our minds, and you're not enough, and I have to do this, or not possible, and all these things. Here, of course, is nothing. It's like an empty space. And you almost feel like his arm is disappearing into, I don't know what. And then here, I think this is where the artist is saying, you choose. What do you want to do? Here, of course, the sunglasses aren't, the glasses aren't really, you know, opaque. Here they are. So in the standard edition. So again, very interesting. You know, here I would think this is a playground for us to put whatever we want, like, you know, never measure enough, or never measure up, or something like that, or failure, or fear, or, you know, envy, all of these things that we might have from our own minds. Okay, so here comes the Tower. Now, I find in this Tower just so interesting because immediately there's a glow around her. So she's being held, and all three that glows there, including in the Color Me edition. So that's a very strong message from the creator that that we are held, I believe, as we fall out of this Tower. Of course, in this one, you get to choose. You know, you can put flames, you can put bees, you can put whatever you want. Here, this looks like smoldering. So it doesn't look like flames to me. It looks a bit more like this green hue that I'm going to talk about a bit more as we go through. But very interesting green again. And here, of course, it's becoming flames. Yeah. Do I have anything else there? No. Okay. There comes the Star. Beautiful Star card. And in this one, I feel almost as if it's very lonely. It's a very lonely darkness here. Only her cup is colored. Here we have this oozing of light coming out. And here we get to choose, of course, what we want to do. Here comes the Moon card. And this one also struck me heavily. Now here we have a green tinge in the moon and in the animals. Here, the whole moon is absolutely fully lit by the sun's rays. It's reflecting that sun. And so it's got this slight yellow tinge to it. And here we have like these ripples that are very iridescent again. And here, of course, we get to choose in the Color Me edition what we want to do. Absolutely love this moon card. So striking. I love that we have reindeer, wolf, horse. I mean, okay. Okay, here comes the Sun card. So beautiful, beautiful, very relaxed again. She's in her element. Here we have the softness of yellow with the sun, but also as if the horse is calm and glowing a little bit in this yellow. And here we have more orange hue. The sun is very distinct. They didn't blur out that line. They've kept that line of the sun. And here, of course, we get to choose again what we want to do in the black and white edition. Here's our Judgment card. Very striking Judgment card. In the standard edition, we have no eyes. It's just a black background. Although it's not completely black, it's almost as if there could be something there in the back, but we don't know what. These are bodies of some kind. Here we have the eyes. So there's the awakening here is very, very strong in the Infinity edition. And in the standard edition, the Color Me edition, she's chosen to go, the artist has chosen to go with the original. Here comes the World card. What a stunning World card. So here we have a glow coming off. In the original, nothing. It's very, very stark. And in the Color Me edition, of course, nothing. We're again choosing. So here comes our Ace of Wands. We're going into the minors now, the Ace of Wands. Look at that. The graphic detail is very interesting. And here it's a glow. So we're going from this kind of vector art to this glow. And here it's much simpler on the Color Me. We get to choose again. So excuse me while I drink something as well at the same time. Yeah, I really feel like the author is saying, make some choices. Like the wands are in green, and I feel as if this is a jumping off point. Perhaps your wands are in yellow, you know, or they're all yellow or something. Okay, so let's go to the Two of Wands. She's rowing away. And the Standard, it's very, very muted and stark in comparison. Yeah, I really feel like the Infinity really stands out to me. And also the way that the waves are stands out more here than the original. Okay, so here comes the Three of Wands. Again, they're glowing, the ones in this one, not so much, no glow. Very stark. I really like actually the Standard in this, but I love them all. I actually have to say this is beautifully done. If you happen to have the Standard and you haven't got the Infinity, my thought is that the Infinity is actually different, very, very different. It's worth getting for me anyway. Here's our Four of Wands, one of my favorite cards in this deck. That joy, she's just leaping for joy. It's just, she's either signed something, either she's bought something, she's got a new job, or maybe it's a marriage. I don't know what's going on. That leap is just beautiful. Really, it's almost like she has so much potential, what she wants to do. And I like that here, there's a little bit of a shading. I mean, is that somebody watching her? Is that where's that shadow coming from? And then the light coming out of the doorway. So in the Infinity, we see a lot of that. In the Standard, we don't. Here comes our Five of Wands. Very interesting, potential being poured into here. It's like pouring of fire, pouring of lava. It took me a while to realize, I think that's lava. That's how I interpret it. And here the sparks coming out. Absolutely amazing. It's like this giant nuclear reactor thing. Okay, so here comes the Six of Wands. Now, what's interesting here is that we get to choose whether what clouds we want to put here, right? And here we have definitely a change of hue going upward. Here, not so much, it's more block coloring. And I feel here like, you know, we could do what we want, but we could have a sunset or whatever. We can have people lining up the route, up the road. We can have people in the house, in the windows. There's so much you can do there, right? Here's our Seven of Wands. Very interesting card here, how there's kind of like a rope or something here, like an invisible line. It's another wand maybe. Yeah, it's a wand. And here it's very, very dark. I feel like very ominous. Ominous. Is that the right word? Ominous, sorry. I was trying to get the word out. And here there is this cloud in the background as well. And here, of course, you know, it's up to us what we're going to do with this. Yeah, here her hair really pops as well. Okay, here's our Seven of Wands, a very general Seven of Wands, very standard looking. But again, the artist plays with colors in the background and the clouds and in here as well. So this is an open palette for us, what we want to do. You know what it is for sometimes I think also the artist saying, choose the time of day, choose the temperament of the sky, choose what you want to see here. So here's our Nine of Wands. And what I find interesting about the Nine of Wands is that there's this, in the original, the person is blending in to the background, right? That's the hue setting that we have. In this one, because of again, the changing of the hue going upwards, they're almost, sorry, I don't know what that is, bits of fluff. They're almost popping out, you know, finally they're coming out of that space. And of course the green, the wands are glowing. So interesting stuff that we get to play with. In this one, we could even change the color of the pillow, right? We can change a lot in our Color Me edition. So here's our Nine of Wands looking straight on at the protagonist. Okay, in the Color Me edition, I've always, in the Standard edition, I've always found it like, it's very, very, again, like, because we have no ground there. Here, because of the hue, the glow of the wands, it feels like there is some depth, some spatial depth. Okay. Here comes our Page of Wands. Interesting character. Because of this particular card, I always find this, I mean, not this just this card, but this card really is a big resonance. I feel like I'm in the American desert somewhere. I'm in a US southern desert or western desert. I don't know where. It's just really interesting for me. I love the salamanders on the coat. They really pop in the Color Me edition because now I can really see them. And here, again, he's glowing this iridescent green. So here's our Knight of Wands kicking up the sand. Very distinct line here. Here is our Knight of Wands. Here the line doesn't feel so distinct for me because we don't have so much of a contrast between the ground and the sky. Here we do. Love that coloring, right? A smashing of sky with this green clouds. And in the Color Me, again, there's no shading for the clouding. We have all, we have everything to play for. And again, the smashing of the cloud doesn't continue into the bottom. So, for me, I almost feel like the artist is speaking to me as they created the Color Me edition to invite me in and say, you're going to have to make some choices of what you want to do here. And also you will see here that the sun is not very strong. In these two, the sun is very, very strong in the standard edition and the Color Me edition, but not in the Infinity. Here comes our Queen of Wands. Really interesting here with the Queen. Now, the artist has chosen for the Color Me edition to have it the same as the standard. I love that black cat at the back. That is just so much my cat. He will do that kind of thing. I'll be sitting there and all of a sudden he's crawling along the top somewhere. Here we have her from her an angle. This is the most powerful position for me in the Infinity edition. By far, extremely powerful. Extremely, extremely powerful. I can almost feel like she is, the roots are going into her. That's how powerful she is. She has become the throne in some ways. The Queen of Wands in these two, a little bit different because we have this straight on position, but she's looking away. And again, the roots are very different. Okay, moving on to the King of Wands. Very flamboyant king, full of energy. I really love the standard because it's dark. A very heavy presence there. I'll let the siren go past. And in here, we see that the sky is changing again. It took me a while to realize, I believe this is wheat here in the fields. So I feel a very heavy Lammas energy again. We are at the end of a summer. This is Leo. This is that very lion energy coming through. Sorry, midsummer, I should say. Okay, let's get to Ace of Cups. In this Ace of Cups, for me, what stands out here is in the luminous, again, it's almost like there's this cloud that she's coming out of, this nebula. And so is this cup. This cup is coming out of a nebula. Here, I think it was the same sentiment, but it just didn't pop so much. However, the cosmos looks very different at the back here for the standard compared to the Infinity edition. Two of Cups, absolutely stunning Two of Cups. So, so beautiful. It just makes me want to weep, actually. I love the Infinity edition on this one, but I also like her hair in the standard. I really feel like in the original, you hardly see, like, there's a person there. Of course there's a person there, but we don't really see her. Of course, in the Color Me edition, we can get to choose what we want to do with the second person. But just such a beautiful energy. So much, I feel that love in that embrace. I feel this deep connection, which is what the Two of Cups for me is about. It's a deep connection and a deep love. It's beyond that King of Cups energy. It's an eternal connection, and I see that here. Here's our Three of Cups, so joyful. Oh, so beautiful. Now, In this one, I feel like they're all disappearing a little bit, to be quite honest with you. In the infinity, they really pop. Again, we have this lighting in the background. So gorgeous. Just, it's almost like they're at a party. I really feel that way now, in some kind of club or something. Here, again, we get to choose what we want to do. Okay, let's turn this over. So here's our Three of Cups, batting away that cup. Now here, in the infinity, that glimmer of the cup, the shine is really there. It is somewhat in the original. The original feels really, really strong vector art for me, and the infinity feels like the whole thing's been softened quite a bit. And of course, in the color me, very distinct here. So what I do with that, here comes our Five of Cups. Oh, so sad, right? So sad here. Very different, because here the creator has decided that we will get the color me edition from the infinity. So we have a bit of a mix-up going on. I like here that we see his shadow, and the cups have almost fallen in his or her shadow. And then there's the two behind. Here, they're a little bit to the side. And then what's interesting is a little bit to the side, and then they're not so much in the shadow. It's interesting, right? And the partially closed figure. Six of Cups. I find this child very strange. I'm not sure if they're a child, to be honest with you, a doll. I don't know what I'm seeing here. The little teddy. Yeah, and then the child's holding it. So it's a child holding a photo of themselves. Here comes our Seven of Cups. Now in this one, we have it all like the vector lines have gone in the Infinity Edition. In the Standard, they're very clearly there. And of course, we choose in the color me, but I actually prefer having the vector lines there, because I almost feel like I'm spiraling into thoughts, where I don't have that in the Infinity Edition. It's not so strong. Here comes the Eight of Cups. This is like a big card for me. I'm really now feeling it, like as they go into 2024. And here, she's walking away, or he's walking away, whoever they are. They're walking towards this sun. But here the sun feels a lot more vibrant, and we're still in day. Here, of course, it feels a lot more like dusk. Here we could even have it as sunrise. I don't know, just choices. Maybe that's sunrise. I don't know. Just choices again. And here you can see the bushes. Yeah. In the color me, not so much. So, we're going to have to work hard to put those bushes in there. So here comes our Nine of Cups. If anybody knows what she's holding, please let me know, because I'm always trying to figure that out. Oh, I love her black robe, and the side of that well. Interesting well. You'd almost expect, right, this well to be round, but it's not. It's a square well. This is again one of those cards that puts me almost like in the US desert somewhere. I'm like, where am I? I'm sure for those of you who are from those kind of parts, you're like, no, that's nothing like it, but okay. Here comes our Ten of Cups. I like this. This reminds me a lot of, oh, we've gone ahead there a little bit. Hold on a second from the, oh, yeah, it jumped a bit. Hold on. There we go. This reminds me a little bit of The Way Home, but I don't think that they were made at the same time. Or I don't know, these decks. I don't think it was done on purpose like that, but The Way Home Tarot. Okay, so this is very distinct in its campfire, this orb of light. Here it's more blended. Sorry, I've knocked that. Here it's a bit more blended, and here it's again distinct. So these two are a bit more similar, the Color Me edition and the Standard. Here comes our Page of Cups. Now in this Page of Cups, what I found interesting was that in the Color Me, you can clearly see the fish. So it's up to me if I want to put that fish into the foam of the water. Here, it's really like he's out coming, or that fish is coming out of the water. Yeah, beautiful art here with the sun, not so much in the standard edition. So here comes the infinity. Now in this, the standard edition, that red sky looks so threatening. In the infinity, I feel like there's a softening, there's light coming through. The color me is like, make up, you do your own thing. The color me is like, you can choose how you want to do this. Here comes our Queen of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful art. I really feel like she's weeping. There's something very, very dark and omnipresent in the standard edition. In the infinity, it's a lot more of a lighter glow. Stunning Queen of Cups. And let's look at King of Cups. This is very interesting in this deck, the King of Cups. And there is our King of Cups, not only drinking for themselves, but also drinking and pouring into somebody else's cup. So they have so much of mastery of that emotion that they can control their own emotions, take care of themselves and somebody else. You know, that's really a very, very good court depiction there. Very clever how it's been done. Again, the sky here is differing, the background. So here we get the Ace of Swords. That's what we're going into next. So in the standard, it feels very strong, this piercing of light. In the infinity, it's a lot more neon, soft glow again. Very Blade Runner style, I think. Here comes our 2. The moon here, or this planet, is where it's very different. Very hazy here. I'd like to do that haze here if I could. That would be difficult, but I'd like to try that. If you're also interested, by the way, the Color Me edition comes with instructions of how to take care of the cards, which is interesting. Okay, here is our 3 of Swords. Not a pleasant moment for that. It feels like he's floating still, though, right? It feels like the character's still floating in the air. Just want to make sure that this is okay over there. Just trying to make sure that they're okay. It feels like the character's floating. His hand is reaching out to try and grab them, or did they drop them? Who knows? They've been pierced from the bottom up. Very, very interesting. I really like this 3 of Swords because it's been done again so well. 4 of Swords. This grave-like look. Here, her hair is glowing. Here, we won't have that choice in the Color Me edition. But again, you see here how there's a shadow, almost coffin-like or something watching over. And here the cosmos is very, very strong. Not so much in the standard. And here comes, okay, so the original, very, very dark. The infinity, very bright. I almost feel like Chase Voorhees, sorry, I'm sorry to the artist if I'm butchering your name. I almost feel like Chase went in there, 6 of Swords coming up, and went into the infinity and said, second time round, what do I want to do different? And yet keeping the essence of the original standard. Very interesting. I'm really feeling a lot of the creator's energy coming through the deck, which sometimes happens, not all the time for me with decks, but sometimes it's very strong and present, the creator's energy. So here we see, so we're seeing all 3 head on. I absolutely love the yellow of this lime color. So yeah, okay, and here comes the 7 of Swords, one of my another favorite card of mine from this deck. Love it. Here we have this very clean line And this sword lying there, this was one of the first cards I drew out of this deck. And here you can see this slight orange haze, so it's almost like we're getting a gradient coming through. Just excellent card, excellent the way it's been done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, all 7. Right, here's our 8 of Swords. Tide. Here the ground feels a lot more like difference of dried and parched and that very cracked earth coming through. We don't see it so much in the Color Me edition. That means choice. Artists are saying you choose. And here it's more softened in the Infinity edition. Okay, 9 of Swords. A very standard 9 of Swords in many ways. Simple yet effective, right? That's what it's about. Here we have the vector style art at the back. Okay. So here comes our 10 of Swords. Now this is interesting because the Infinity edition, very, very different. I mean, again, it's a bit like the Queen of Wands. We've got a shift in the angle, and that shift in the angle does a lot, right? Here, though, there's no cosmos in the background. It's a dark sky. We don't have a sunrise. We don't have light. We don't have anything. We just have darkness. Here comes our Page of Swords, my Stalker card. As we end 2023, I wonder what 2024 will bring for me. This card is very, very interesting in the sense that, you know, it's her expression, her facial expression. In the Infinity, it really stands out, and that pop of pink also really stands out. Here comes our Knight of Swords. Love the coloring in the Infinity again. So the author has decided, or the creator has decided that pinks and these blues really are their jam. Here we have, in the sword energy, here we have a block color. And here comes our Queen of Swords. Love this Queen of Swords, another favorite. The queens have been done so fabulously in this deck. The courts, all the courts have been. Okay, so here we have this very, very strongly ornate dress. And in the Infinity, you can really see that embroidery. She almost feels as if she's a bride in the Infinity because of that white. And you really feel her closed in the Standard edition. In the Infinity, it's almost like they're icicles. So I guess the Color Me edition is choose again. What do you want to do? I almost feel like getting one of those. Is it Posca pens? The white one that you can get, the white Posca, and going over the black lines to make it iridescent and make it more icicle-like in the Queen of Swords here. Oh, and here's our King of Swords. Look at those speakers. It took me a while to realize that those are speakers. So that's a mic dropping down, and the gentleman is holding a book called Truth. That's what the king is holding. In the Infinity, he's had a haircut. And those swords look very, to me, hopefully it doesn't upset anyone. It looks a little bit Christ-like with the crown of thorns. Maybe it's not meant to be. That's how it feels or looks. It looks like some kind of a crown that's not very comfortable. But there you go. Maybe that's what this is about. That's what this Truth card is about. Here in the Infinity, it feels very heavenly. In the Standard, less so, more graphic style. Okay, and here comes our Ace of Pentacles, a beautiful card. I really love it in the Standard, that pop of red and yellow. In the Infinity, it's been softened into these oranges, and again, vector lines in the background, as you can see there. Okay, let's go for Two of Pentacles. She's juggling those. Okay, I used to have a monitor like that in the background when I was in my teenage years. Yeah, I'm that old actually. So yeah, really well done here. And that's what my room looked like too, by the way. But I wasn't playing games. I was always studying. That was me. But yeah, juggling away. Three of Pentacles. Not one of my favorites in this deck, to be honest with you. I feel a little bit like, but maybe I need to sit with it. He looks very, very comical, right? The way that that person is standing, they look very, very comical. It's almost like they're ready and steady for attention or something, like, do what I tell you to do. This is what it's meant to look like. Oh, that's what it's meant to be. Do, you know, make it this way kind of thing. And they're busy following the lead. The Pentacles are glowing in this infinity. Love this Four of Pentacles. Very similar to me to the Four of Swords. Love this Four, but she feels a bit trapped, of course, because of the way she's lying there, and then these huge, I don't know if they're oaks, these trees that she's surrounded by. Okay, here comes our Five of Pence. So much to say about this imagery, so much we could delve into. Softened very much on the infinity, very block coloring on the standard. So, you know, this green glow, let me talk about it here now because we're not getting to the end. This green glow has reminded me a lot, especially in the infinity, of, if anybody remembers the book, The Tommyknockers by Stephen King, it's one of my favorite books of his. I know it's not one of the books he loves. It's very interesting, but I read that when I was a child. I mean, I read stuff that I shouldn't have when I was a child. I read it when I was like my early teens. And this green glow in this deck is just so similar to that loon energy. That's what Stephen King calls it. This energy from the forest, which is very alien-like. This spirit from the forest. And I say that and look at that. Wow. So that's our Seven of Pentacles. Just look at the pop of red vis-a-vis the blue in the background here and how much she disappears into it. And this time, Chase, the creator, has decided that she's blending less because of the hair. The tree, though, still pops. Very different way, but it still pops. And the color me, of course, is like, you know, make your choice, make your pick. What do you want from this? Beautifully done. Okay, so now we're at the Eight of Coins. Inspecting the labor of their work. Very standard there for me. Okay, and here comes our Nine of Coins, the grapes. It took me a while to realize that there was a face here. She's eating those grapes. Here you see her more because of the hair. Love this card, this 10 of Coins. It's one of the reasons why I really fell in love with the deck as well. This feast that's before us and all of these glasses raised, and we are in the head table position. Isn't that amazing? And then they're all looking at each other. You can see it more in the Infinity Edition. They're actually facing each other. And the way that the art is done, it's very clear, that it's very crisp and clear. Okay, here comes the Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles. I love the yellow, the pops of yellow here, the little deer in the background. Here, of course, again, we have our pinks and blues. Here comes our Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, the creator really liked using, I think, a lot more of the pastels in the Infinity Edition. And here comes our Knight of Pentacles here. Simple, yeah, effective. Here we have the forest in the background. Knight of Pentacles, standard, nothing. Infinity, color me, you get to choose. Okay, so let's go for the Queen of Pentacles, beautiful queen. Look at her looking at those birds. Stunning Queen of Pentacles. And yeah, just gorgeous, gorgeous Queen of Pentacles. I like how she's got this, yeah, she's like this yellow hue, but then we're going into like this bluey turquoisey background, and then the tree is white, right? I just love the little birds on here, and there's a gentleness, such a gentleness to this card. And here comes our King of Coins, King of Pentacles. Oh, I don't know what he's holding. Oh, that's the wrong way around. Hold on a second. There we go. Hopefully this is correct. Yes. Now, what does he have here? Can you see it? I saw it there, I think. It's like a little animal, but it's disappeared now. I'm pretty sure I saw a little animal. Oh, no, it's not. It's something else. I thought I saw a little animal here, but maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I just love this. Clearly, he's at one in his element. And I love the way that the coin is completely covered in this flora. I actually once had a dream of a huge pentacle in a forest. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, I love it. I love the deer at the top, the antler, the reindeer, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I just love it. I think it's a female stag. Beautiful. Okay, so we're at the end. These are the instructions. These are the kind of like the extra cards that we get for certification of authenticity, and also care instructions for the Color Me edition. So you can see that these decks, oops, hold on a second. These decks have been produced with so much care. Again, you have the same, and you have an extra card at the back, have been done with so much care and so much authenticity, and just done beautifully. Let me just shuffle that together well, so that, you know, I mean, these are decks that and again you get cards at the back here as well. And because this is silver, the creator has also given a cloth for the silver one for you to wipe the cards if you need to. So very well done. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I don't drop any of this as I do this. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. I think that, yeah, we're at the end. We're nearly at an hour, so 50 minutes in. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it gave you some thoughts about if you want to buy any of these, if you want them, you know, in your collection. Maybe you want 2 or 3. I have absolutely no regrets. Put up my hand here and say I hadn't planned to buy the Color Me edition, and then I heard through the grapevine that it was at a very good discount at a local indie shop in Europe. It's at Kismet Berlin. So if you're in the EU, it's at a good price, and then they DHL over. I think it's 10 euros for the DHL in Europe, which is not bad at all. I would definitely, if you're in the EU and you're interested in the Color Me edition, check out if Kismet still has them. That's Kismet Berlin, and great customer service as well from Joie. She sent me a little card as well to say thank you. So and very, very well packaged. So believe it or not, all 3 are from 3 different boutiques in Europe. I think this one is Tarot NL, the standard one, and the Infinity is from Salon de Zakana. So it's funny how all the Tarot of the Holy Spectrums came into my collection from different boutiques. Very happy supporting local businesses. Thank you so much, Chase Voorhees, for your creation, for the podcast as well, which a lot of us have enjoyed and recommended to others. Thank you, everybody who's joined me for this walkthrough. Very long, but well worth it. I wish you all a wonderful evening wherever you are, and I will see you all soon.